If you've ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in a day to grow your Amazon KDP business, I know exactly how that feels. Between working full-time, managing family life, and everything else, it can seem like there's no time left to focus on your goals. But here's the thing. Even with a 40-hour work week and kids, you can still carve out at least 20 hours a week to work on your KDP side hustle. I've done it. I've grown my self-publishing business to nearly $300,000 in royalties, all while working a full-time job and being a dad to my very active 4-year-old. In this video, taken from my step-by-step self-publishing course, I'll show you how to schedule your entire week step by step so you can consistently work on your KDP business, build a decent income, and create a better future for yourself and for your family. Let's dive in. Welcome to Module 4. We've got our account set up on Amazon KDP. We now know how to navigate the dashboard, and we have an idea of what mistakes to avoid and a strategy for success. Now we need to tackle time management, organization, and the best resources for KDP. Organization and time management are topics that are often overlooked. If everything in your Amazon business is organized and you can manage your time effectively, this whole process will be less overwhelming and you will have more time, which will get you results quicker. In this video, I will show you how to plan out your week for maximum productivity. Time management is one of my strong points. As my KDP business has grown alongside my full-time job, I've had to adapt and find ways of being the most productive I can with my time. If you have a full-time job or other time commitments, you will need a plan to make this work. To follow along with this video, head over to Google and search for Google Calendar. It is free and I will show you how to plan everything out. Okay, so we've come over to Google Calendar and we can start to plan out our week so that we can be as productive as possible. Now, from my experience, I found that if I didn't have a clear plan, I would waste a lot of time. So the point of this is to create a weekly plan so that every minute is accounted for. Some people think that if you have a full-time job, there is no way that you can dedicate a lot of time to Amazon KDP, but that's not true. So I want to show you how you can get at least 20 hours per week to work on Amazon KDP if you were the average person. And by average person, I mean someone who has a full-time job working 40 hours a week, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and they may also have young kids as well. So this plan will be roughly based on my situation and how I've planned out my weeks alongside a full-time job and having a young son who is 4 years old. Okay? It will be slightly different because I work night shifts, but I'll just do this plan for someone who works 9 to 5 because that will apply to most people. Okay, so Google Calendar is very easy to set up a plan. So first of all, we have to work out how many hours per day that we're going to sleep. The less hours you sleep, the more time you have to focus on Amazon KDP. So I would recommend anywhere from 6 to 7 hours. Based on this weekly plan, we'll do 7 hours because it's still enough sleep for your brain to function and it will give you a little bit more time than most people who have 8 or 9 hours. Okay, so the hours we're going to sleep are from 10 p.m. till 5 in the morning. Okay, so we'll start at 5 a.m. on Monday. And if you've got kids, this is a good time to get up before them and to start your day off right. Okay, so we can get an hour and a half of work on Amazon before the kids get up. Okay, so we simply drag all the way down to 6:30 and we can put Amazon KDP in here. And for this plan, we're going to have 3 different colors. The color for working on Amazon KDP or self-publishing will be yellow. We will use the color blue for your full-time job, and we will use purple for anything else. Okay, so down here, you can choose the color and we'll make it yellow. And if you come over here, you can repeat the schedule for certain days. Okay, so we can go to custom down here, and then we can repeat it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can also set notifications before the event starts. So you can change that to 5 minutes and you'll get a little notification to tell you that this thing's about to begin. Okay, and you can get an app on your phone as well, and you can sync these two things together. So you can get notifications on your phone as well, just to keep you really on the ball. Okay, once we've done that, we'll click save, and then it will duplicate this through Monday to Friday. Okay, next, if you have kids, you might want to spend the next hour and a half having breakfast, getting them ready, showering, whatever you need to do before work. Okay, so we'll put shower, breakfast, get kids ready. Okay, then again, we will change this to Monday to Friday. click on custom and repeat all the way through. Then we can change this to purple because it's not Amazon KDP and it's not a full-time job. Notify us 5 minutes before, and then you can save it. Okay, and if you have kids and you have a partner, you may need to tag team to get all of this done in an hour and a half. If you've got multiple children, you may need more time to get all of this stuff done. But what makes you more efficient in the mornings is preparing the night before. So if you can get the kids' school meals done the night before, sort their school uniform out, their clothes, it will make your life easier in the morning. Okay, next, you're probably going to have to do the school run and then travel to work. So from 8 to 9, we'll put school run and travel to work. And we'll put this part as purple as well because you're not actually at your job or working on Amazon KDP. Again, repeat Monday to Friday. And I forgot to mention, if you select never, this plan will just repeat every week. So once you've done it, it's done. If you can spend half an hour doing this, it will make your life a lot more easier. Okay, so that's done. I won't change the notification settings every time. You get the idea. You can set it to whatever you want. Okay, save. Then if you have a full-time job, you'll normally work 9 till 12:30 or something. Then you'll get a break. And we'll make this blue because this is our job. Okay, now we would get our lunch break. Obviously, you can adjust this to whenever your lunch break is. Some people will get half an hour, others will get an hour. But you can be productive in your lunch break. You can spend that half an hour researching Amazon KDP, watching YouTube about it, going through this course, or if you can access your laptop or you work from home, you can just crack on with some Amazon KDP stuff. So these in-between periods where we don't actually have much time to work on Amazon KDP, people will just waste them with unproductive things. So if you want to be successful, you need to be really productive with your time and cut out all of the distractions. Okay, so from 12:30 to 1, we can put in our lunch break. And I'm going to put lunch/learn about KDP. And I'm going to put that as yellow as we are going to be productive in that time. And we can repeat that again. Next, I'll put in work until 5 p.m. Okay, that is our work day done. And some of you won't work a full-time job. If you're a mum and you've got kids, you may need to pick them up from school. So you may only work 9 till 2 or something like that. But this plan is like a worst case scenario for someone who doesn't have much time at all. Okay, if you only work till 2 and you pick the kids up, look after them until your partner gets home at 5. And when your partner gets in, give them a chance to get showered and then be like, okay, you look after the kids now. Here's my time to work for a little bit. And it's important for you to both clearly communicate with each other as to why you're doing this. You need to work as a team. Your partner needs to pick up the slack sometimes and vice versa. But the goal is for your whole family to be in a better position in the future. So these little sacrifices that you make where your partner has to take over or you may have to take over are for the long-term goal. Me and my partner clearly communicate about the sacrifices that I'm making are to benefit us in the future. And when I leave my full-time job, I'll have more time for them. And with the money that I've made from this, we can enjoy life a bit more. We can go on holiday 3 times a year. Our son will have a better life. He can do all the activities he wants, such as, swimming lessons, football training, and all of that stuff. So my partner doesn't mind looking after the house stuff. She will do the cleaning, most of the cooking, and most of the school runs and stuff like that. Okay, so communication with your partner is very important. If you are getting value from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Most people finish at 5 p.m, but if you finish earlier, then great, you've got more time to focus on Amazon KDP. Okay, now I'm going to put travel home. And while you're traveling home, that can be quite an unproductive time. So while you're traveling, try and make it productive. Listen to a self-help podcast, or just spend it thinking about what kind of books you want to create, some ideas, anything to do with Amazon KDP. Okay, so I'll just put listen to self-help podcast, and we're going to put that as yellow. Right, as you can see, I've been dragging and dropping, but sometimes they overlap if you've not done it properly. So what you can do is you just come over here and then you can adjust the time. And let's just say it only takes you 30 minutes to get home from work. Okay, next, when we get in, we have dinner, family time, and we're going to put that as purple. And we're going to allow an hour and a half for this. Okay, so 5:30 to 7 p.m. Okay, so in that time, you're going to have dinner, spend time with your family, and depending what age your kids are, they might go to bed at 7 p.m., they might go to bed at 8 p.m. So you can adjust that to suit. But if you can, get your partner to do the bedtime routine for like the last half an hour while you can work on Amazon KDP. So for an hour and a half, we're going to work on Amazon KDP. We're going to put this as yellow. There we go. Working on Amazon KDP after you've done a full day at work and you've sorted out your kids is going to be hard, right? You're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to go into default mode and relax. But we have to make sacrifices if we want freedom in the future and if we want a better quality of life for our family. Okay, so just do it for an hour and a half and then you can relax after that. Okay, so we've done that for an hour and a half, and from 8:30 till 10 p.m, we're going to prepare for the next day and then relax. Okay, so as I mentioned before, if you can get the school lunches ready for the next day, uniform ready, it will make your life easier. Okay, sort out your lunch as well, your partner's lunch, or get your partner to do those things so you can relax, whatever way you want to do it. So if you spend half an hour doing that, preparing for the next day, that will give you an hour to relax. You can watch Netflix, whatever you want to do. Talk to your partner, things like that. Okay, but what most people do is they get in and from 5:30, 6 p.m, all the way till 10 p.m, they'll spend time with their family and then they'll just watch rubbish on TV for like 2 or 3 hours. Okay, it's not productive. It's not going to get you the life you want. So you have to be strict with your time. Okay, then you'll go to bed, you'll sleep for 7 hours and repeat Monday to Friday. Okay, that is our solid plan for midweek. So we've got 15 hours of work that we can dedicate to Amazon KDP throughout the midweek. And like I said, this is based on someone who really doesn't have much time at all. Obviously, you won't be able to stick to this all the time. If you go over on something and bleed into another time slot, don't be too hard on yourself. Especially if you've got kids, life is spontaneous. They'll get sick, they'll have a day off, it will mess up your plans, you'll get sick, your partner gets sick and you've got to do the school run. Life is unpredictable, but stick to this as best as you can. But don't be too harsh on yourself if you can't stick to it. 15 hours is a lot, and if you do work from home, you might be able to get away with working on Amazon KDP a little bit more. Right, so there's 15 hours from the midweek, and we have the weekend as well. Now, I would keep your sleep pattern the same as you go into the weekend as well. So we'll get up at 5, and because it's the weekend, we'll do 5 till 7 working on Amazon KDP. Now, depending on the age of your children, they might want to lay in on the weekends, especially if they're a bit older. But even if they get up at 6:30, you can ask your partner to sort of get them up and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to repeat this for Saturday and Sunday. Right, depending on how helpful your partner is, they might get the kids ready and make them breakfast and stuff like that, and maybe get breakfast ready for you. If they can, great. You can work a little bit more on Amazon KDP. You can do 5 till 8, 5 till 9. But let's just assume that you're going to stop working at 7 a.m. and then you're going to have breakfast and spend a bit of time with your family. Okay, so from 7 till 9, we'll have breakfast and family time. Then from 9 to 11, you might be allowed to do some more Amazon KDP work. And then from 11 till whenever really, you might want to spend time with your family. You might want to go out for lunch. So you can adjust this based on what happens most weekends for you. Okay, let's just say 11 till 2. So I'm going to put in family time and lunch. Then after that, you can spend more time working on self-publishing, and we're going to put another 3 hours there. Now, you might be thinking, it's the weekend, I've worked hard all week, this is my time to relax. But we have to switch our mindset if we want these big results from self-publishing. Now, if you only want to make $500 a month from self-publishing, you won't have to sacrifice as much time as if you wanted to earn $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. The bigger the results you want and the quicker you want to achieve them will depend on how much you can sacrifice and the more time you can dedicate to working on that thing. And you may be thinking, I'm neglecting my partner, my family, I'm not spending much time with them on the weekends. But a lot of people, just because they're in the same room as their family, they're not always present, okay? Most families nowadays, the mum's on the mobile phone, the dad's on the phone, the kid's on the iPad, or the kids watching TV. Although you're with them in the same room, you're not being present and you're not really bonding with each other. Okay, so if you can take that time away, spend it being productive, you can then come back a few hours later and be really present with your family. You feel good about being productive, you'll be happier, and you'll feel like you actually need to spend more quality time with them and not just scrolling on your phone in the same room. Okay, so these are little adjustments in the mind that we need to think about and be accountable for. Okay, after we've put a 3-hour stint in with Amazon KDP, we can spend the next 3 hours or 4 hours with the family, watch a film, have dinner, all that good stuff. Okay, let's assume the kids are in bed now. Because you spent quite a large chunk of time with the family in the last 3 hours, you may not need to relax. You may want to do another hour of KDP work. Okay, so we'll put an hour in of work there, and then from 9 to 10, we'll prepare for the next day and relax. And that's our week done. If we click over to the next week, you'll see that it's just repeated again. So once you've done this, you will have a continuous plan that you can work to. So it really is worth the initial effort. This plan is based on someone that works 40 hours per week and has kids. But if they stick to this plan, this will allow them over 30 hours per week to dedicate to Amazon KDP. Trust me, you can make a serious amount of money from Amazon KDP if you were dedicating 30 hours a week to it. And for my situation, that's roughly how many hours a week that I dedicate to my online businesses. In the beginning, before I had my Facebook group, a YouTube channel, and stuff like that, all of my spare time was spent on Amazon KDP. Okay, so this does work, and you may be surprised to hear that you can actually have a full-time job and still dedicate 30 hours a week to your side hustle. But you can clearly see that it is possible. You just have to make sacrifices and manage your time better. For those of you that don't have kids or work a part-time job or you're retired, you can dedicate more time to it, and therefore you have the potential to achieve more. So give this a try. Stop wasting your spare time watching TV, scrolling TikTok, and dedicate more time to your side hustle. Take it from me, this business does work. You just have to put the effort in. If you can consistently put the effort in for a number of years, all of these little sacrifices will be so worth it for you and your family. This video is a lesson taken from my step-by-step self-publishing course. The course has 85 straight-to-the-point videos where I share the tips, strategies, and the mindset required to create a scalable self-publishing side hustle. To celebrate hitting a new personal best in terms of royalties earned in a month, I'm running a 50% flash sale on this course. If you are interested in learning how I do every part of the self-publishing process, click on the link in the description and use code XMAS50 for 50% off, and split pay is available. I really hope that you've enjoyed the tips in this video. Try planning out your week like I've shown you, because it really doesn't take much time at all. 2025 could be the year when everything changes for you financially, but hard work, efficiency, and sacrifice is required. Have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you next year. Take care.